Catherine had the archetypal blueprint consultation with me, and we were together for a couple of hours, and it was epic. Absolute. It was an absolute eye popper. I can't tell you what all the details are and stuff like that, but you know, maybe she'll write in the comments. Oh, now the numbers have started to tick. Maybe she'll write in the comments or something like that about her experience. But even for me, we both had goosebumps several times. It was epic, absolutely epic. So even though it takes a lot of energy, if you've not tried that one, maybe give it a go. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, press the bell notification so you'll be notified whenever I'm on. And of course, I'll be doing the usual things as well, where I've got your questions here. Do you know what? So many great questions came in. I don't need to do any old Hogilies because they're just really cool. So you guys are on fire, asking very juicy and sizzly questions. So we'll look at that. And of course, the usual, we'll be looking at the bard. Yeah, we'll get the bard to comment, and I'm going to read out some funny quotes. So to give you an idea, guys, what the show is going to be about, we're going to be looking at Cassidy Hutchinson as a question. There's an Ivanka question. We're going to be looking at, there's a Russia question with the Merchant of Death, who I don't know about. This really is going to be a very cold read for me. I don't have a clue. And we've got an Elon Musk question, a Saudi question, and then, of course, two of the judges dealing with, of course, Duck Laurent. So make sure you stay to the end of the show to get all in. As you know, it's an hour, but it's going to go at breakneck speed. It will be super quick, and before you know it, it will be over. But before we begin, because someone asked a question about Melania's commitment in her marriage to Duck Laurent. So I thought, let me go to the usual book, The Funniest Quotations to Brighten Your Day. And I found 3 quotes on marriage that just made me titter. Let me know what you guys think. So remember, this is sort of also in the context of Melania. Yeah. And you'll see when the question comes up. So here are the 3 things that I want to quote from this book. So one says, before you marry a person, you should first make them use a computer with slow internet service to see who they really are. Isn't that great? Will Farrell apparently said that one. And then there's another one here. Marriage is like mushrooms. We notice too late if they are good or bad. Oh, Woody Allen. Very interesting. And the third one, I mean, I could go on with this book. I really could just read you pages from this thing. And I think this is the most pertinent and poignant one of all. It goes like this. Men marry women with the hope they will never change. Women marry men with the hope they will change. Invariably, they are both disappointed. Oh, Albert Einstein. Yeah, there you are. That's a bit of information for you. So we've opened the show with that. Let's see who we have in the chat, and let's get stuck into some of this juice and sizzle questions that you've given me this evening. And thank you everyone for joining me. So who do we have in? We've got Mary Fritz. We've got Lucy Claire. Someone says here. So Lucy says, I'm more than ready for Hogarth's wonderful weekly show, so informative, and also just a little walk on the wild side. Yes, it is. You guys know it can get a bit spicy here, because this is even more off-piece than what, you know, say like Hogili is usually and stuff like that. So we've got Charlie Smith, Flora D, Angela Locke, hello. Who else is here? We've got lots of you in the chat. Jenny W. It's fry up and I'm here for it. Thank you, Jenny. You're in for a treat. Let's see, Christy, so nice to see you here. Zach is here as well. Peace and love to all. Teresa is here. Fry Up Thursday, hand, and she's waving. And what's this? Oh, I'll quickly answer this. So this one's coming from Jean Overton, because we're going to be doing quite a bit of astrology. I might even share Trump's chart with you guys so you can see exactly what's going on when we come to the Trumpy bit of the show, which is towards the end. So she says, Hogarth, I've been a Virgo all my life. I learned till I learned Vedic. Now I'm Leo. Good grief. My identity is a mess. Can you help me sort it out? Right. So one of the things to understand is this, is that you're not just your sun sign. Really, it's like a holy trinity when it actually comes to astrology. So you need to look at the ascendant, the sun sign, and the moon sign together. So for many people, okay, of course, because Vedic astrology takes it back by 24 degrees, yeah, which is the true placement of the stars. That's how far they've moved. So many people that are Virgos are in fact Leos. And they're often astonished to find out that they're Leos. I'm not surprised at all, of course, because I notice them straight away. Usually they're sitting there with big hair, yeah, or very good hair, glossy, shiny, and confident. However, the other side of Leo deals with shyness. So many people that are Leo ascendant, for example, Leo sun sign, can actually be quite shy. So, for example, because of the orbits of Mercury and Venus, which orbit very close to the sun, say, for example, even if it turns out that you're a Leo and you think you might have more Virgo energy, there is a good chance that Mercury and Venus could be in the signs of Virgo, which would still have that energy there. Or they could be in the sign of Cancer, for example, depending where they are in their orbit in relation to the sun. So they're either going to be with the sun or a maximum 2 signs away. That's how far they can go. So don't just judge your chart by your sun sign. There's more going on. Really, you have to look at the whole chart. And you'll see a lot of astrologers say this. Really, you need to have the whole chart consulted. Because if you have, for example, a stellium of 3 or more planets in one house saying Capricorn, even if your sun sign is Leo or Virgo or something, your energy of your chart, your personality will be much more like a person who's Capricorn. Yeah, makes sense? Or eat. Let's get stuck in. Now, this first question here is coming from the Stories by the Numbers. I know who you are. Thanks for your question. And she says, you were right on as per usual. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think, well, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. I was gonna mention something about stuff, but anyway, I'll leave it there. But thank you. So, inquiry on Cassidy Hutchinson. Does she have a political future? Running for office in the future, potentially? Question mark. Will she remain a Republican forever? Yeah. Oh, crumbs. And then there was a bit here where it talks about change or whatever. But let's go on that. Will she run for political office? This is an interesting one. So let's get the old cardies out. The golden nouveau. I think my light's slightly too bright. Let's bring this down a touch so you don't get too much reflection. That's a bit better. All right, and let's have a look. See. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz. And if you'd like a consultation with me, then, of course, all of the details are in the video description below. Also, as well, we don't have a China question, but my goodness, I'm going to have to post another clip of just a YouTuber that was giving some insights into China. Wheels coming off, guys. Wow. Really epic. You'll see, I think, in my last Hogeli or the last Hogeli video, maybe it was the one with Lena, I can't remember. She's back on this Saturday, by the way. And thank you, Deanne. You did a great job. Wonderful. A wonderful job. And I did videos there about some of the kind of natural disasters and stuff and just the sheer domestic issues going on in China. But I just thought I'd mention that because I did predict that Xi Jinping would have a lot of problems in his own country, and they're squashing a lot of the news. And now the scientist, what's her name, who's known as Bat Lady, who actually disappeared for a time period, but she's obviously back. She's saying, oh, there might be another coronavirus and blah, blah, blah coming out, everyone. I'll let you join the dots on that. That's been reported. So, Anyway, think of what that means. The fact that she's making a statement like that. We'll have to see. But anyway, back to Cassidy Hutchinson. Will she? Ooh, God, jumpy cards for her. Will she go into political office? Let's have a look. Well, she's certainly better qualified than the lineup of some of the lunatics that are putting themselves forward so far. My God, I mean, when you think of, rabid, MAGA, swampy, my goodness. And I think she's better qualified than most. Let's put it that way, but I don't want to project. Let's see what the cards say. Cassidy Hutchinson. She have a political career. Will she have a political career? Well, we need more women in the field in general anyway, so I'd say that's certainly welcome. And will she stay as well as Republican? We'll have to see. Ooh. Wheel of Fortune, everyone. And collaboration. Oh, isn't this interesting? All right. So Cassidy Hutchinson, will she have a career? Her life is moving forward at great pace. She's got the 8 of Wands here, which of course is symbolizing what the whole reading is about. So the 8 of Wands deals with pace, movement. But let's not forget too, Wands deal with initiation and passion and drive for someone or something. Here, the 8 of Wands deals a lot with communications, emails, things moving at speed. So she may be contemplating it. We'll have to see if this actually becomes a thing, but there's certainly, and I understand that I think she's got a book out at the moment, hasn't she? So, they all put books out and all of this kind of stuff, of course. And, it's her chance to kind of, get stuck in because she's been through a lot. So there's that. So there is an energy of movement and dynamics in her life. This would also speak to me as well, maybe a book tour or the such, because it deals with movement, passion, and all of these things. But look at the obstacle position for her. Oh, 3 of Swords. Yeah, so there's been a lot of heartache, a lot of wounding, a lot of sense of betrayal and hurt. As we know, she had to get private, security or something like that because of all the douchebaggery that was thrown out at her because she told the truth. So I have a feeling that although the idea of going into politics may potentially appeal, I think this is much more about her book, her current projects now, and she may be cautious of doing such a thing because of all of the pain and the heartache. Remember, someone like a Cassidy Hutchinson will know more than most the dark side of politics. So I would say that card, I would say possibly not yet. However, if we look in the middle, she has got Wands again, but this time the Knight of Wands. So, of course, this is a fast card. This is a quick card. So either way, it seems like she might be reshaping her public image. She's wanting to strive forward, again, with passion, with authority, with clout. She's wanting to make an impression. Yeah, she's wanting to make an impression. But sometimes as well, the shadow of this card can mean hastiness or impulsiveness as well. So given the heartache and all of that kind of stuff, she may need to also check to see what the response to the book is like. But either way, it's looking like she's wanting to make a statement of some kind and make a bold impact. If we look here, she then gets the Wheel of Fortune. So, of course, the Wheel of Fortune means what? A person is coming into their time or fate or destiny, or there's a certain energies in their life where they're upon the wheel. Now, as you guys know, I don't watch many series, but one series I really do like is The Wheel of Time. I know I keep banging on about it. I don't get any kickback or anything for it. I just enjoy it, particularly me as, an astrologer and all the kind of stuff. I can relate to some of the characters and the themes. It's on Amazon Prime. If you've not checked it out, have a little look. The first series was good. Series number 2, which I'm waiting for the next installment tomorrow, comes out every Friday. I'm so into it. It's very, very good. Very, very good. But anyway, one of the things it talks about is the wheel of time, fate, destiny. This is a lot of the things what that show talks about. And Cassidy has got the wheel here for herself. So there is an element here with her books where her writing and her communications, her passion, wanting to show up in public life and get her point across is an aspect that is going to become very influential for her future. And if we look here at the outcome card, see we've got the Three of Pentacles here, which can also talk about collaboration and stuff like that. So look, she might make a penny or two off her book. I'm not saying it's necessarily going to become a bestseller. Well, you never know, it might do. But, you know, she'll make a bit of money off it. And this could be something where she explores being an author, or this could also as well, because this deals with collaboration, but threes often deal with communication as well. Maybe there might be a media job at some point where you might see, because what's her face, Doodah with the red hair, who was the spokesperson for Biden. She's now on MSNBC, isn't she, doing her bits and bobs? So you never know. Cassidy might get a media job, but there's certainly an element here where she'll be collaborating with others going forward. And of course, having a book certainly helps these things, doesn't it? So good luck for her. She's been through a lot. Whether or not she'll stay, I mean, she could potentially run as an independent. It depends. With that heartbreak, I would say with the Three of Swords, she's been pretty wounded. So I would say if she does go for politics, she might stand as an independent because she may no longer feel she resonates with the GOP anymore. But you never know. All right, let's read and see who else is here in the old chit chat. Let's see here. Greetings, salutations. Gioconda Thomas is saying to all. Let's see here. Oh, it's refreshing. Oh, gosh, there's a lot of you here. Oh, there's over 300 of you here now. 327. Thank you, guys, for joining me. I really appreciate it. So Abigail is saying greetings from North Carolina. Hello. Thank you for joining me live. And let's just see someone here with astrology. My mum is Leo, rest is Libra. That's just a lot of hair. Just a lot of hot air. Your words, not mine. Your words. Oh, someone's saying here, Linda G is out of surgery and is going to be home soon. Noted. Ah, that's good. That's good. Because I understand she was a bit worried about that. So swift recovery, Linda. Yeah, we all love Linda. Swift recovery. And I hope you're going to do well. And I expect you to be showing us the results. Bra optional. Yeah. That's ridiculous. Hoagie. That's so naughty for me to see. Forgive me. That just popped out of my mouth. Anyway. So people are here in the chat as well. We've got Mary Epperson, Karen Johansson, Sweet and Salty is here, and many of you having a good old chit chat. And someone else saying as well, great news, Linda G lit a candle today for her. So yes, speedy recovery. I'm sure she'll be all good. And we all look forward to having a look because she's obviously had the old boobies changed, hasn't she? All right, so that was Cassidy Hutchinson. Let's take a look at the next question. Now this is Russia question here. Now, guys, this is a totally cold read. Yeah, this is the first I've even heard of the nickname of this person. And as you know, I've said it before in shows. Now, of course, this does not apply to 99% of you, but there is the odd pedant out there who often criticizes us YouTubers, or sometimes me in particular, for not having perfect knowledge on the subject of something. But as you guys know, with these tarot shows, that's not the point. Look, I'm doing this from my living room. What the point is the perspective. And very often, as you know, particularly in Hogeli and in my own shows, I often do a lot of cold reads. This is one here. So I'm going to read this out for you. So let's see what the cards have to say. And I will just, as usual, go with the cards. So this question has come in from Venus Del Cambre. So she said, hi, Hogarth. Can you read on the Merchant of Death and what he may be up to, with Putin contemplating going to extremes to end the war in his favor? Do you see Putin utilizing him for anything? I don't know who the Merchant of Death is. I mean, there's so many ghouls and beasts and unsavory type characters in the Putin's sphere, shall we say. I'm sure there's no end of lineup of people. I don't even have a name, so forgive me, but I didn't have time. I was busy all day with consultations, and I had to do the show. So total cold read. So with Putin contemplating going to extremes to end the war in his favor, do you see Putin utilizing him? Okay. Let's see what the cards have to say. And then we're going to look at an Ivanka question and then see what Shakespeare thinks of Ivanka as a solo. All right. Putin and this Merchant of Death as described. Merchant of Death. Ooh. Oh, I need to organize again. Putin. Oh, gosh, the cards are jumpy. Putin, Merchant of Death. Really be utilized. Right. Let's have a little look-see. Energy of the cards jumped a bit. Oh, interesting. Well, looky here. Now, look, you guys have been watching a few of these, and you've obviously seen the Hogalies. How many times when I talk about Russia do we see the Empress card? How many times? It just happens all the time. All right. This is interesting. Okay. I think I can see what this is about. Putin. Here we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, there's 400 of you now. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, what is the Queen of Pentacles about? It actually has a domesticity to it. The Queen of Pentacles talks about keeping things safe at home, safe, secure, looking after the money, paying the bills, all of this kind of stuff. So in many ways, this can describe Putin, yeah, Putinshka, as you know, as I nickname him. Now, we obviously know Putin is male, but I often ascribe more female characteristics to Putin in the sense, why do I say that? Because he is indirect, yeah? The classic interpretation of male energy is out there, very, very, very direct, and sometimes even a little bit over the top. Whereas one of the connotations of female energy is indirect or more, it's just indirect. It's less obvious. So I think here, this is Putin almost kind of keeping this Merchant of Death up his sleeve. You can see the dedication. He's also as well, this is also saying Putin is keeping a very close eye on the domestic agenda at home, how he's being perceived at home and securing his status there. Now, what's interesting here is the obstacle position card. So even though this card is the right way up, we can interpret it as being reversed. And this card here is the Nine of Cups, which of course is referred to often as the smug merchant. This is known as a wish fulfillment card. If this card came out at the end, then that would suggest that Putin's wishes are being fulfilled, but it's not. It's turned out in the obstacle position. So it's almost like it's like this. So really, the war in Ukraine has proved to be exceedingly difficult. It has not lived up to his wishes and expectations. And nor, of course, did Prigozhin, who was basically shot down out of a plane. Some people are saying that he's still alive. However, and I remember I was watching Cash Peters, and Cash had these pictures of him moving around and stuff like that. But what emerged to me is that think about Prigozhin, and what he said was, he said, we all have our place in hell. That's how he described to some of his comrades. And even though the concepts of heaven and hell and stuff like that have, very kind of biblical connotations, etc., and they say it can be states of mind. We all make our own heaven, our own hell. What came to me when I saw that video or that interpretation that Cash had, it was purgatory, limbo. I think he is dead. Yeah. There was a funeral and everything. And trust me, listen, when Putin wants you dead, you are normally dead, dead. Yeah. He is a master of this. We need to remember he is that's why one of my other nicknames for Putin is Black Widow. He tends to get to kill the person he wants dead. Yeah. So I think Prigozhin could be in a state of limbo, because anyone who's committed that many heinous crimes throughout their life obviously ain't gonna, you're not gonna have the pearly gates open immediately. Some people are left to wander. This is also true. Anyway, so that was my interpretation. But the point is, Putin is not happy. His wishes haven't really come true, have they? If we look here, now it's starting to deal with legalities and all of this kind of stuff. He's trying to do what? A lot of negotiation. This isn't necessarily the card of negotiation, because, of course, the Queen of Swords deals with justice, sharpness, intelligence, wit, but also has a lot to do with justice as well. But this can also speak of legalities too. So in many ways, I think, in a way, it's like Putin is wanting to sew up the legal side of things. There's a lot here as well with trying to appear, or maybe trying to be more just, or seemingly to be more fair with other countries around the world. Remember, there's all of those deals there. However, if we look, Five of Swords, which speaks about what? Abuses of power. So, of course, Putin has totally abused his power and is not considering stopping just yet. Particularly as well, when we see the outcome card here is the Empress. Now, the Empress card is associated with fecundity, fertility. She's often pregnant. So this can also mean new ideas, wanting to birth new ideas, put stuff out there into the world. This card, obviously, I associate with Russia. So this is also Putin, yeah, Putinshka, wanting to birth new ideas. And I always say now, as you know, what's underneath the Empress's skirts? So what this would suggest is that Putin is quite literally pregnant with new ideas and concepts for how he wants to approach the war. Will he unleash this merchant of death yet? I'm not sure yet. He's probably paying attention to see how things go. He will obviously as well be paying a lot of attention to how Duck L'Orange does in terms of his court cases. Oh, of course, legalities. He's watching the legal situation in regards to Trump to maybe decide what moves or what abuses of power he may try next, which will help him in his domestic situation. And he's hoping for a more fertile future. There you are. So far, he's been what? Frustrated and disappointed with what's been happening with Duck L'Orange. Wow, that's just come to me as an insight. Putin's watching. Yeah, he is very much watching the cases against Trump. So I hope you guys found that interesting. Let's see what you guys had to say in the chat. Let's have a little look here. Let's see people saying hello to each other. I'll probably have to scroll down a little bit. Let's see here. Prayers for Jodie Roberts. Oh, prayers for Jodie Roberts. What's this? Prayers for Jodie Roberts. I just found out all the hospital and rehab she's going through, and I only subbed to her 2 months ago. I had no idea. I wonder where her chime gong and videos went. Oh, is that a fellow reader? My goodness. Yes. Hopes and prayers for Jodie Roberts in that case. I don't know the person, but, it's all a community here on YouTube. So I wish her the best. Let's see here. Someone's saying wonderful. Thank you. Oh, let's see. Oh, someone's saying, Hogarth, Linda G has started listening to Cassidy Hutchinson's book. Yeah, I remember seeing that. She said she skipped the biography part because she wanted the juice. Bless her. Let's see here. Oh, someone says here, in my humble opinion, Abraham Lincoln wouldn't be a member of the present Republican Party. I think that's a fair statement. They have just gone so far off the tracks down I mean, they really are swimming in buckets of you know what. This just bonkers. It's just bonkers. It's so bonkers. Oh, how did the card say DeSantis did last night? In what though? Sorry, I need forgive me. I don't have any context on that. I mean, how well he did in bed, I don't know. I don't know how well he did last night. Sorry, but you know, I've been very, very busy. Let's see who else. And then someone's saying, Jean is saying surgery wasn't done for cosmetic reasons. However, no, it wasn't, because Linda needed to have these ones out because they could have caused health problems or even potential health scares or cancer scares and stuff like that. So it wasn't aesthetic, or that wasn't for the reason, but I'm sure she's looking great. And like I said, bra optional, Linda. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. I'm so terrible. Stop it, Hoagie, stop it. Joan Baker, thank you for clarifying me. He was the Russian we released for Brittany Griner. Now I understand. Thank you for the clarification. All right, lots going on in the chat. I don't quite, oh gosh, here we are. Let me just do that. So that was my read on that. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, now this is an Ivanka question. Oh my God, Ivanka. And I'm going to be asking Shakespeare what he thinks. Now, two of you asked about Ivanka, so I'm going to read Teresa Cosgrove's question first, and then M. Wallace. Yeah. So where's Teresa Cosgrove here? So she said, she corrected her typo, but she says, has Ivanka ever given evidence over in her family regarding the New York case? Yeah, so we'll get that. Then going back here to M. Wallace, who asks a bit of a longer question. Will Ivanka ever be held accountable for her role in the family business in the same way Eric and Junior were found guilty? Yeah, because as we know, that case these days basically this is fraud. Will Trump be investigated by the Internal Revenue Service / found guilty for tax evasion and his properties eventually seized to recover those monies? So she's asking about both, but let's focus on the Ivanka because we've got a few Trumpy questions coming anyway. So Madame Ivanka, yeah, will she also be held accountable over the family business? My instincts now, remember I said this ages ago, and I remember I got cussed out at the time. God, it was early. It was tricky in the early days, folks, when I was proving myself. And I said, look, I don't see her going to jail. You know, it's all the leggy blonde and I'm so sweet and innocent and all of this kind of stuff, which works, sadly, you know, on a lot of people. It just does. And I remember when I said that at the time, people were quite hostile about it. And they said, you love Ivanka and blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, I don't. I'm just reading the cards. So for me, will she be held fully accountable? I doubt it, particularly as well because she's a mother as well. And look how long they're dithering to hold Duck LaRange. Well, now stuff is happening, but look how long it's taken to even hold Duck LaRange accountable. So the idea that, you know, Ivanka will, but let's see what the cards say. Ivanka. Woman of the perfumes. What did you guys call it? Insurrection. You guys make me laugh with the funny names. All right. Ivanka, will she be held accountable for the company business? Now, remember, it's only the two sons that have been listed so far. So technically, I think she can still do business in New York. So I reckon there'll probably be a new perfume on the way, don't you think, guys? Maybe to pay for daddy's bail. We'll have to see. Mind you, she's got $2 billion down the back of the sofa because of the hubby. So she's not short of cash. There she is, the businesswoman. Some loss here. Sword of truth. Oh. Oh. All right, Ivanka. Wow, there's 475 of you with me right now. Here she is. The first card, of course, symbolizes what the whole reading is about. So here she is as businesswoman. Yeah, Ivanka doing her thing, you know, selling her various different products. Maybe she's got all those different patents that she had in China and stuff like that. Even though the wheels seem to be coming off the Chinese economy at the moment, so obviously India and other places are taking up the slack. But anyway, she is obviously an entrepreneur and a business person, sort of in her own right, with her own little kind of businesses and fashion bits and stuff going on. Also shows as well that she's using her intuition at this time. Yeah. Out of them all, Ivanka is probably the one that's got a few more brain cells than certainly the boys, that's for sure. Yeah, I think the daughters did better when it came to IQ and stuff like that. So here she is. She's using her intuition, and you'll notice she's hardly saying anything, and nor is Jared. And when you all got that much potential liable or potential legal ramifications, that is the most sensible thing you can do, is just keep your mouth like that. However, we see here she's got some upset. You know, she's actually, I mean, look at all of this. She's probably thinking like, oh my God, what if you've worked for that company for all these years and then the judge basically says you're just a bunch of crooks, yeah, which they are, yeah. He even chastised Trump's lawyers and said, this is borderline frivolous. How dare you waste, you know, court time and stuff like that. So I think that's an element there as well. So she's obviously upset about what? The truth of the situation. Ace of Swords here. So it's kind of like, I think the reality is starting to hit. I think it's hit for a while, but we can see here, yeah, reality check. Reality check. Again, energy of Saturn. Oh, wow. Now it's over 500 of you. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. But look, 3 of Cups, yeah? So look, someone's celebrating. What I think the reality is that I think she will be able to avoid prison. I'm not saying never, but I'll be very surprised if they put Ivanka behind doors, behind locked doors. Because one of the previous questions, or part of the question was she giving evidence and all that stuff? Yes, of course she was. And because she's been giving truths, because look, this is turned up in the middle position, which of course it means all the other cards hang off this central card. Because she's been giving truths, yeah, she's more inclined to be able to celebrate because, you know, it's going to be maybe her brothers being put under the bus. However, will the full truth be known about Ivanka and Jared or Javanka, what have you? No, of course not, because there's still that corruption there. As we can see, Major Arcana, the devil, yeah? So in a way, it's like she's done enough where she's basically given, what she's done is she's given truth. Yeah, I think she's sacrificed someone. Yeah, there's the heartache, because look, she's a business, or what here? She's a businesswoman. Yeah, she looks at the bottom line. Even though she's upset that the company that she used to be part of has basically been found to be fraudulent and is probably going to be what, liquidized or something like that. Nonetheless, she's given a lot of truth to avoid jail. So yes, people have been thrown under the bus. That, of course, is a cause for celebration for her because she's like, oh, whew, yeah. However, all of the corruption, dark side, and scandal is still probably there. Well, not even probably there. Of course, it is there. So I don't see her going down because she's basically coughed up enough information to maybe spare herself jail. That's the way I'm interpreting that. Someone saying here, The duck l'orange is cooked legally. Yes, soon when he gets his first maybe prison sentence or something like that, I will upgrade his name to Crispy Duck l'orange. Yeah, but let's just say the the blowtorch is going. And Letitia James, she's. I can hear her sharpening the knives right from here. He's gonna have a terrible time with her. Oh no, someone's saying no, she's let's see here. So she's out of surgery, sin and love and light. Oh, someone's saying that she's in surgery or out of surgery. I think, well, most people are saying she's out of surgery. I've not had time to check, guys. Here, Angela's laughing. And she also said one of all of my predictions that I did for her when she had a consultation with me have come true or coming true right now. So thanks for that corroboration there. Let's see. Hogarth is in a mood. Yeah. I'm just responding to the questions. Like, you guys are giving me some juicy stuff. Oh, can't imagine DeSantis in bed. My God, it would be really boring. I think it would just be really boring, don't you think? His wife's probably doing the crossword or Sudoku while he's, occupying himself. Oh, he's one of the most talentless people I've ever seen. So anyway, enough. I'm being very naughty today. Yes. Angela's saying naughty Hogarth. Forgive me, guys. It's almost kind of quasi-potty mouth going on here. Right. Let's go on to the... Oh, we didn't read to see what Shakespeare thought of Ivanka. Let's see what Shakespeare... We've done Javanka. And you remember he said, be careful of nooses and basically watch what you say. Keep stum or you might end up in trouble. And it seems like through the ether, they were able to follow the bard's advice. But let's just see what he thinks of Ivanka individually. What does the bard think of Ivanka individually? How interesting. She always gets something interesting. This has come from Henry IV, Part 1. A fellow of no mark nor likelihood. Isn't that interesting? A fellow of no mark nor likelihood. The way I interpret that is, when I was saying she's probably not going to be held accountable because she's that Ace of Swords, and you saw the Three of Cups celebration. Let's look at the other page here. And this has come from The Taming of the Shrew. My tongue will tell the anger of my heart. Oh, my tongue will tell the anger of my heart. And you remember I said, yeah, she spilt the beans. Because, of course, we had the Ace of Swords, didn't we? Come up in the middle. My tongue will tell the anger of my heart. So yeah, she threw the brothers and possibly daddy as well under the bus. I think in many ways here Shakespeare has kind of maybe provided us some of the words. Isn't it interesting? Those that my tongue will tell the anger of my heart. Yep. She spilt the beans in court to save herself. Wow. And her family. Right. Let's get to question number 4. Oh, this is an Elon Musk question. Oh my God, I have to hurry up. We've only got 15 minutes left. All right. Elon Musk. So Josephine Schwartz has asked, what's up with Musk? He looks like he's up to no good. Musky, eh? Muskrat. Ooh. A card fell out, but look at the card. The Empress. Oh my God, who I associate with who? Russia. Just fell out. You just saw that for yourself. Oh my goodness. All right. That's quite a portent, isn't it? Let's just get stuck into the reading. What's going on? Oh my God. Think about it. Do you remember there was all the debate and the discussion with Ukraine and using Starlink and stuff. Now, apparently they were never contracted for it. And that was supposedly the red line. But look, this is Russia not wanting to cross the red line with Russia. Fell out the deck. Wow. All right. Elon Musk, what's going on with him? What's the energy with him? Human trials allegedly have begun with his chips in the head. Do you remember my dream that I had about a year or so ago now, where I said that humanity would make a choice? Some people will go for the chipping and the fitting of this, that, and the other and be connected up to the internet. But the rest of us would use spirituality to ascend. But it will be a divergent path with both sets coming together. But the ones that take the Neuralink chips and stuff, they really will be AI type people. And AI will learn from them as well, of course. Let's have a look. Another major arcana, justice. There he is. Oh my God, this card even looks a bit like Elon. Well, look at that. Okay. Here we go. What's this reading all about? So look, justice has turned up. Major arcana. But remember, the Empress, Russia, fell out. So what this is saying to me is that there might be some rebalancing going on. There is things that are going to come out, I think, in the pipeline, maybe over the next few months or so, which are going to talk more about maybe these potential connections with Russia and stuff like that. Why else did that card fall out of the deck? If we look here, he's got the 10 of Cups, but it's in the obstacle position. So, of course, this normally talks about what happy families and stuff. But as you know, in these political readings, it often talks about the GOP. But this has come in the obstacle position, so you could see it as reversed. So in a way, there is a sense that it's no longer happy families for Elon, yeah? It shows there's some potential uncomfortable alliances and stuff, because if you look here, this has got the family on here looking at the sunny uplands and being like, isn't life wonderful? But this has turned out in what is the obstacle position. So he might even be having issues to do with his family. Even that. There could be some tumult there, some disagreements. But this could also be talking about the wider family. This could also be talking about what? Twitter/X as well, because that is a community as well. And many people feel that since he's taken over X, it's all been turned what? Upside down. However, here he is in the middle, because the King of Wands is what? The entrepreneur. Yeah, the entrepreneur. Now, the entrepreneur could be male or female. But if you actually look at the face, look, it even looks a bit like Elon, don't you think? In one of his more maybe sulkier expressions. But nonetheless, there it is. So this is him. This really is centering on his business, because it's talking about this is in the middle of the reading. All the other cards hang off the side. So if we look here, he's got the 4 of Cups, which is having decisions to make, but not liking the options that are there, which is probably in relation to what? The happy family not being so happy anymore. So it looks like he might be making some further changes to Twitter/X, but there might be things boiling a bit more in regards to those he considers as family, or his happy alliance or collaboration with others. He's not liking the options, and there's one here in the clouds that he's not seeing. But when we look at the outcome card, this is also something a bit more kind of concerning. If we see here, this is the 8 of Swords, which is a sense of being victimized or imprisoned or feeling literally tied up and not knowing where to go. This can also talk about imprisonment as well. Whether or not, he'll be going to prison is another thing. Remember, he's a multi-billionaire. But what this card can speak about is getting oneself into a pickle. Now, I think it's fair to say that is certainly the case, hasn't it been, with Elon? Because the whole Twitter thing, even though it's something he's always wanted to do, it's been an absolute handful. Because guess what? People Human beings are far more difficult to predict than tech in some ways. Yeah. So in a sense, I think he's feeling tied up. I think he's feeling victimized. I think he obviously as well got a lot of bad press in regards to what's going on with Ukraine and the war and stuff like that. But it also shows he's feeling tied up in some kind of ways. Maybe there's some kind of something to do with legalities that comes out that makes him feel in this way. And there could be things to do with Russia, because remember that card fell out of the deck. So let me know your thoughts. Cosmic Goat Lady saying more likes. Oh, thank you. At your leisure, at your freedom. Let's see here. Someone saying, Ernie's mom saying, good things happen to pretty blonde women. Well, you know, these things. Not my words, not my words. Oh, someone saying, what with Ivanka and Jared trying to project the perfect couple and she's waltzing around in expensive outfits like a model? Yeah. Well, they got 2 billion down the back of the sofa now, remember? So, you know, she's going to be feeling, you know, she's going to be feeling good. What's CC Ryder saying? Oh, and you know what? Oh my God, there was quite a lot of controversy, you know, about certain things anyway, but that was for last week's shows. But let's see what she's saying here. Maybe the right question will be, will Ivanka engage in criminal activity during her remaining lifetime? However, many see Jared behind bars. Will she flip on both her Trump family and her husband? She won't flip on the husband, yeah, because that in many ways that choice has already been made. And I actually, I think it was about 18 months ago now, maybe even 2 years ago now, I said it would have been it was the last election, so it would have been November 2020 or just before, and I read Ivanka's chart and I read her D9, and I predicted that her dad would do something crazy, something like a coup. Yeah, by reading her D9 chart, I could see what the dad, Trump, was going to do. And I said she had to make a choice between her father or her husband. And I said that she would choose her husband. I also said, I need to go back and double check the video, that Jared will be having legalities to do with things abroad and influences abroad. This is before we knew about the 2 billion from the Saudis and stuff like that. So he may face charges, but what I saw in her chart as well is that he will be able to afford the best lawyers. So there we go. That's my answer on that. So that's Elon Musk. Okay, let's quickly look at the Saudi. Oh, what we'll do is we'll look at the Saudis and then we'll do. In fact, no, we'll have to skip that because I want to get the two Trumpy questions in. Questions 6 and 7. This will be for another time, the Saudi ones. The person wanted to know, will the Saudis turn their back on Trump? So Pearl Ruby has asked, hi, Hogarth. In light of Chutkin's decision as to why she will not recuse herself. Now, I'm not up to date yet, so I'm guessing she was asked to recuse herself and she said no. Will she decide to put more stringent conditions on the monster's pre-release conditions? In other words, will she finally jail him for a few days for incessant violations? Thank you. Right, the $64 million question. Basically, should he be locked up? Yes, because he has breached the rules. Irrespective of what people think, he's breached the rules of his engagement. He's not supposed to talk about this stuff, the case. Let's see what this says, the cards say about Chutkin. And then we'll squeeze in one about his fortune. Chutkin. Of course. All right. This is pretty obvious, this one. It's a balancing act for her. She's still weighing things up. The temperance. She's like, if I do this, he needs to technically by law, he needs to go into jail. But if I do that, what will happen as the other consequence? This is her literally trying to weigh up the decision. You can see here, it's a bit blurry, but there we are, temperance. What's in the obstacle position? Oh my gosh, the lovers. Yeah, choices to be made, difficult choices, consequential choices to be made. So she really is literally weighing up these heavy choices. She's also thinking about those that are wedded to Trump as well. She's also thinking about his base. Yeah. In the middle, she's like, oh my God, why can't I would love to go back to simpler times. Look, here we are. We've got the Six of Cups, which deals with nostalgia, looking fondly on the past. So there is an element here where she's just like, why can't things be like how they used to be? Why is the Duck L'Orange gone and made things so complicated? Yeah. It's making her feel nostalgic, maybe to her earlier days in her career. Yeah. Where, you know, simple criminals were criminals and you just did your job without all of these ramifications. But look, who is she having to deal with? The GOP, the big money. Yeah, this is about legacies and stuff like that. She's also thinking as well, potentially about her own legacy as well, and the impact of her decisions if she decides to lock Trump up. Yeah, because this is the card of legacies, things that live on beyond you. So she's thinking mentally about her legacy. Am I going to be the judge that put him behind lock and key and let all hell break loose, potentially, or not? So the outcome card here, look, she's feeling embattled. Yeah, pressure from all sides. Obviously, Duck L'Orange is doing his best to basically intimidate her and other people. And she's just feeling battle weary and tired of all the brouhaha, the drama, and all the douchebaggery going on with the GOP, with all of their interference, and everyone else who's throwing in their 6 pence worth. So what I'm going to say is that she is contemplating throwing him behind bars, but she is very hesitant. So I would say, now look, this can actually talk about prison and jail as well. So I would say maybe not yet. Not yet. I think we might have to, I think the eclipses might have to come through first. As you know, I've been talking with about Duck L'Orange's chart, and you guys know I said from the 22nd of October 2023 things will start getting much worse. But October in general, yeah, we can see not looking good. Let's squeeze in one more, then I really do have to stop. So this is coming from Angelic Alchemy, and NYC Cayuga Ducks has also asked, where was her bit? So she asks, is the bloviated orange blimp officially cut off from his millions? Yeah. But then when we go back here, this is about Judge Engoron. I think that's his name. So Angelic Alchemy also asks, hi Hogarth, will Judge Engoron's recent ruling, forgive me if I've got that name wrong, does this mean that this is the financial end of the Orange Menace and his family's money? Also, does this mean his third wife would have stayed with him and ended up with no money for her golden years? Which is Melania. That's why I read out those marriage questions, yes? Those marriage funny quotes. Let's do a quick lookie. Does this mean the end of Trump's finances? Now, remember, in Trump's natal chart, he has the moon with K2, snip, snip, yeah? In the 4th house, which deals with property and luxuries and wealth. On the 22nd of October 2023 is when K2, snip, snip, officially starts driving the car of Jupiter, which he's in. However, the energies of these dasher changes also happen a month or so before. So we're already seeing where it goes. If Trump does get locked up and he loses his property, it will happen in that October section. Yeah. Which is not far anyway. It's the 29th of September today. So October could be an absolutely dreadful month. Horror-filled for Duck L'Orange, which is already proving. So let's see about Engoron's And is this the end of Dr. Ronge's money? I think it probably is, but let's have a look. Let's see what the cards say. Is this the end of Dr. Ronge's money? Now, if we see the poverty card or the tower, so if we see the 5 of Pentacles, if we see the tower, or, you know, maybe even like the 6 of Swords going away or stuff like that, or the 3 of Swords, then that could indicate, oh, Stinky Fish has turned up. That's the government. Oh, dear. Oh, things moving forward. Intrigue. Ah, walking away. All right. Here we are. An unpleasant message is upon him. Surprise, surprise. There we are, Stinky Fish. So we've already seen he's got bad news. And guess what? More bad news is to come for Dr. Ronge. From who? Yeah, look at the obstacle position card. The government, the Hierophant. Yeah. So he's going to have the book thrown at him. This is also Letitia James and all the other kind of stuff that's going on. Here he's going to try and battle and fight as best as he can, but the law is literally coming for him. You can see all hooves are off the floor with this card, and this is dealing with battles, with fights. This is the legal fight back in many ways. Trump, you know, is going to try and fight himself, but he could end up behind bars for what he says. However, the intrigues are there, the machinations, all of that stuff. He's going to try his best to wiggle out of it. And of course, he's quietly influencing, or maybe not so quietly, influencing the GOP. He's still giving them information, insiders, secrets, or whatever to try and get himself out of it. But ultimately, he may have to walk away from some of his properties and his businesses and all of that stuff, because the judge will decree. The government will step in. That's the DOJ, and he's gonna, maybe not all, but some, certainly some. He's gonna have to walk away from some of those things. Guys, I hope you found that interesting. I didn't even get a chance to read all of your comments. Let's just scroll down and see. Oh, thank you, Foggy, for your donation. Let's just close with some comments from you guys. What's wrong with your thumbs up icon? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know what's going on. Maybe you've clicked it and it's not worked. Let's just see here. Someone says here, I'll just see this. I say to people when they have a truckload of kids, there was a lot of rainy days there. Let's just see. Let's see here. Someone's saying, if the MAGAs weren't such a whack job, Judge C would likely put him in jail, possibly. Yeah. And then someone's saying, Grumpy is too dangerous not to be locked up. May divine justice intervene. I will leave it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please don't forget, of course, to support the channel, like and subscribe and all that jazz. And please share as well if you think other people would find the content interesting. I hope you found that interesting. I certainly enjoyed the show. There's never enough time. 5 minutes over now, so I don't want to bang on for too long. I hope you like that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thanks so much for the donations. You joining me here live. It was well over, it was 570 of you at one point. So mwah, big love. I really appreciate that. You guys seem to really like this format. And of course, you will see me back on Hogely, and Lena will be back, and of course with Lady G. And we look forward to further insights and stuff that we're going to give you then. And I think I'll probably need to do a deep dive. Someone's requested on Monday. Maybe Monday I'll do a deep dive where I look 3 ways at certain things. I can't remember what it is now. I will say goodbye for now. Thank you so much for everyone for joining me, and I will see you on Hogely on Saturday. All right. Bye-bye for now.